happy? You ready? So what I'll do is I'll film this with no commentary until I put it on. Then we'll talk, okay? And then you can talk about that one out west. It was a jet from Porto, yeah? What?
Ocean 1 Delta Papa, clear line, Delta Papa 905, minus 4000 feet at your Mike Alpha 563. Now 89 Whiskey Papa, continue descent to 5000 feet, KNH 1026, and steering over south. Go around and climb to 3000 feet in your direction. Ocean 1 Delta Papa, longitude restriction, Quebec Tower, 124.660. 124.660, go. Okay, fine.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Madeira. Welcome everyone, how are you all? On arrival there you've just seen EasyJet coming in from Porto, an A320.
Good afternoon. Madeira Part 2, our last live show of this short trip. Welcome along. Bit of a changeable, moody kind of an afternoon, but lots of natural light, so no problem there. Backtracking on the runway for a 05 departure on an Airbus A320-200 is BRA, Brethans International, which I must confess I don't really know who they are. This one heading off to Stockholm.
Good afternoon, Bertie boys. Gary Dean. Pretty sure Paul Hijinks will be on soon. Yin Cafe Spotter if you're there. And Canal Kurdistan. Welcome everyone. Gary Dean, no, we didn't go out last night. We were a bit poorly. So we're going to try again tonight.
Belated birthday meal.
Yeah, belated. We're going to give it a go tonight. Although it looks cloudy and grey here, and because if it's a blue, it's still quite warm, it's still lovely. Had a nice wander down at the seafront earlier today.
Charlie, Tango Whiskey Papa, continue descent to 3000 feet, PNH 1025.
Very quaint, traditional town that we're in. Amazing.
Suntrip 2509, passing feet ground feet, landing 5060, taking 1 exit departure. Suntrip 2509 and Madeira approach, good afternoon, 95, continue climb to flight level 240. Continuing climb, Central 240, Suntrip 2509.
So that last departure was a Brabants International Airways off to Stockholm, an A320. And on your screens now, we have a Eurowings, Discover Airlines, coming in from Frankfurt, an A320.
Charlie, Tango Whiskey Papa, clear 9, Delta approach runway 05.
Super steep right-hand bank there, right in front of us. What a pleasure to be able to witness this sort of aircraft manoeuvre in Angelina.
We've seen some crazy stuff, especially when we were testing a few minutes ago. I don't know how to describe it. How do you explain it? Whether the plane was too far right and then had to come too far right, left?
Overcorrection, I would say.
Overcorrections.
They're clearly battling a bit of a crosswind again today, as we saw quite a bit yesterday. So you never really know how each approach and landing is going to pan out.
Birdfeeder Network Livestream asks, what software do you use for your graphics?
The overlays I just make myself in Photoshop, and do you know, I can't remember where the little bug in the bottom left hand corner is from. I found it the other day. I'll come back to you.
Confirm next point after Diagon is X-ray Alpha November Echo Lima.
Bertie boys, I think Paul Hijinks will be here soon.
Thank you.
So as we watch the Discover Airlines, better known as Eurowings, everywhere else, backtracking to head towards the stand. The next departure here at Madeira Funchal will be Austrian Airlines flight 4060 on an A320-200, that one heading back to Vienna. And our next arrival, which is just a few minutes out, TAP Air Portugal, this one an A321neo, inbound from Lisbon.
Ryanair 135 Lima, Madeira approach, good afternoon. Continue descent to 3000 feet, KNH 1025, information given.
So yeah, quite the afternoon and evening yesterday, wasn't it? We both deteriorated unexpectedly. And it was looking for a long time like there wouldn't be a show today. Thankfully, it seems to have been one of those 24-hour bugs. We're back up and running. It's a bit of an odd afternoon today, isn't it, really? It's nice and warm, as Angelina said. Quite a lot of cloud around, but plenty of little bits of sunshine poking through. It is supposed to get brighter as the afternoon goes on, although it was supposed to be super cloudy this morning, and when we were in town it was lovely. So that is Madeira, a climate all of its own.
Surprise around the corner all the time. The sun will come out, then it'll rain. It's nice though, just nice to be here.
Right, got our next arrival in sight now, over the ocean. TAP Air Portugal, inbound from Lisbon.
We're staying in an Airbnb and the hosts live in the apartment underneath us, and we can see their gardens. We've got herbs, chickens and fruits. So they've gifted us some eggs, fresh eggs, and we had our first custard
apple.
Custard apple fruit. Jay enjoyed it. I was a bit sceptical. Give it a go. But they've gifted us, yeah, those. And then some local delicacies, some cake, biscuits, beer, jams. Honestly, they're amazing hosts. Really nice.
Century 2509 and continue present heading for space. Present heading for space wing Century 2509.
Another nice smoky touchdown there from that tap. Never get bored of this view. It's amazing seeing them bank around. Really, I don't know what the angle is that they go to, but it's pretty extreme. And you see it on takeoff as well. They hang a right quite quickly once they've gone.
Bertie Boyce thought that was a rough landing.
It was certainly wheels down, wasn't it?
And Badfeed is asking, what was the website again?
For
Your graphics.
just
software.
looking now.
Century 2509 is selected for control 132.255. Bye-bye. 122.255, confirm. 132.255. 132.255, Century 2509, bye-bye.
The website is called Uno, U-N-O. We've got loads and loads of web-based graphics that you can bring into the encoder. So yeah, Uno, U-N-O. Have a look, see what you like there.
for such a small island. There is a lot of traffic. Don't know if you guys can hear it. But it doesn't stop.
So as we look at the ramp there at Madeira Airport, you can see the British Airways Airbus pushing back. That will be heading back to London Heathrow. The Austrian is still showing on radar, but not moving yet. And the one that's already pushed back isn't on radar at all. I did see that one come in around 40 minutes ago. I think it's something like seven airlines. Did you see it, Angelina?
No.
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 I was too busy with my custard apple. Yeah, that's a unique fruit for sure. It looks like a pineapple. It's got the consistency of something between a mango and a pear, and it tastes like custard. Crazy confusing to the senses. We could do with just a little bit more sun, couldn't we? Just a little bit.
Just a little bit would be amazing.
There is plenty of blue around, so I'm sure we'll get some nice lighting for the arrivals and departures.
I think if you plan on visiting Madeira, you definitely need a hire car. Obviously ours fell through yesterday. And we're coping, it's fine. We're using their version of an Uber. But yeah, might be advisable to keep a clutch in the boot.
And some brake
so
pads.
Steep. So again, and brake pads, yeah. So steep.
I was having a read just yesterday, and they were saying that the locals here go through a set of brake pads and a clutch every 3 months. It's unbelievable.
Good business to have on the island.
We, of course, had we picked up the car, would have been in an automatic, because we'd have gone through a clutch in a day.
Yup.
So just looking ahead, the next arrival here at Funchal Airport, also known as Cristiano Ronaldo Airport. Who's this Cristiano Ronaldo?
Oh, I don't know who that is.
He must be famous. It will be the Ryanair Flight 7 in from Manchester. It's around 10 minutes out. We have a NetJets Bombardier Challenger 350. That's hot on its heels. That one in from Faro. I want to try very hard not to miss a really obvious aircraft like we did yesterday. Stop my head being buried in my phone and actually look at what's out there.
Rolling along there, you can see Air 7, the 737, off to Aarhus. So I'm about to Google where Aarhus is.
It's in the middle of our street, isn't it?
Aarhus. Oh, don't make me giggle.
Dad jokes in
honestly.
full effect.
So it's the second largest city in Denmark. There we go. Aarhus. That's it. It's in the brain now.
Way in the brain.
Oh no, I'm not singing that.
That's a smart livery. I like that one.
We went for a drink in a beachside cafe earlier this afternoon, and we could sit there watching the planes do their turnaround, ready to take off.
Yeah, as you look at the threshold there, it really is quite a pronounced drop. You can't really see it from this angle. But down in the little coastal town there, it's quite high up there. And the planes, as you saw there, are right at the very edge.
And 135 Lima, cleared Alpha approach runway 05.
Cleared RMP Alpha approach runway 05 for an 135 Lima.
And 668 Charlie, Madeira approach for task. Continue descent to flight level 70, information kill.
Departure now, Aircraft 304, we went to airborne out of 2000 now.
Aircraft 304, Madeira approach, hello, identified. At right heading 145 for spacing. Continue climb to flight level 240.
250 and right heading 145 for spacing and confirm flight level 250.
Aircraft 304, continue climb flight level 240.
240, thank you, 304. And you're right heading 145.
Aircraft 304, roger, expect to resume in 1 minute.
So our next departure is the British Airways Airbus, heading back to London Heathrow.
Ryanair 135 Lima, contact tower 124, decimal 660 back.
124, this is 660, goodbye, Ryanair 135 Lima.
Aircraft 304, resume on navigation direct Dragon.
Inbound take on Aircraft 304.
Soon after departure, we should be seeing a Ryanair coming in from Manchester. Another 737. got to see a couple of go-arounds last night. I was chilling out on the balcony. Whilst the husband was dying. Somewhere else. Yeah. Some crazy landings.
Just another case of proving that men do suffer with illness way deeper than women. When we get ill, it's real.
Aircat 304.
Cat 30.
Yes, we inbound Dagon now. We'll be there in about 50 miles. What is the point after Dagon? Can you confirm that's Marco, Mike, Alpha, Romeo, Charlie uniform?
Cat 30 for negative faster, Dagon expect Becky. Papa, Echo, Charlie, Kilo, Yankee.
Okay, thank you very much. Next copy, inbound Becky afterwards. Thank you.
Madeira Cristiano Charlie passing 1,000 feet for flight level 60 on a Dagon to 1X.
Kilo, faster Charlie, Madeira approach, hello, identified. Continue climb to flight level 240.
Flight level 240 Charlie.
Beautiful takeoff there. Now on your side you should see some Ryanair. Look, can you see the little bit of blue? It's there.
Wobbly bumpy one. Bit of a wobbly, bumpy one, that one, wasn't it?
Had a hover. I'm pretty sure no one broke their back. Dirty boys.
Yankee clear 90 Alpha approach, runway 05. Aircraft 304, contact please local control 132.255, bye bye.
122.255, aircraft 304.
I was saying to Jay yesterday, these planes don't hang about on the tarmac. They get going.
Aircraft 304, can you please confirm 122.305?
132.255.
Thank you. Bye.
You can see that Ryanair that's just arrived, picking up the Follow Me vehicle, so they know where to park the aircraft for everyone to get off. Bit of a squeeze at the terminal. There's not a lot of room for the planes when there's a few in. So the NetJets Challenger 350 is now just 3 minutes out. That one inbound from Faro. We have another Ryanair 737-800. That one 15 minutes out, inbound from Porto.
668 Charlie, expect roll in 15 now.
You can see our net jets now, so we'll give it the camera a shoot round. It's out there somewhere. Can't see it at all. There it is. We've got a
do my normal mic freeze again. It's just too blue out there. That's what it is. No, the plane isn't like blending in with the clouds.
She's been chatting non-stop for the last 5 minutes on mute.
Runway 668 Charlie, continue descent to 3000 feet, QNH 1025, clear direct Delta Plus runway 05. Visual appreciation, 025, clear as approach 5, runway.
No problem for that NetJets pilot. Easy, and quite a subdued engine noise on that one as well.
How's everyone this afternoon? You're not very chatty today. Are you full up on Sunday lunch? When I'm away, I forget what day of the week it is. Is it Sunday today? Hi, Andy Selvage. How are you? Hungover. Not so chatty.
That's how we should be.
We should. I'm hoping you've got some snacks, Andy. Bertie boys, an 11-hour train ride. Wow. But you're in York now, yes? Beautiful. Hi Nick Lamb. Hope you're well. Good.
Next arrival will be the Ryanair inbound from Porto on a 737-800. Just 3 minutes out now.
Nice to be home, Bertie. Back at Derbyshire, not York. I got it wrong. Husband's sitting there with a look on his face. Yeah, you got it wrong again.
I have to say, this really is the life. Normally, when you're out streaming around airports, you're knee deep in mud at this time of year, or it's freezing cold, and you're trying to get your next swig of hot coffee in between arrivals or departures. But this is how it should be. Sitting on a nice terrace, overlooking the sea. Everything's nice and easy. It's warm, which always helps. Spoilt really, aren't we?
A little treat. One of many for the future.
Yeah, it was a nice sort of coincidence really, because I tend to try and get away around my birthday because it's at that time of year when you're sick of winter. Can't wait for the days to warm up. And it kind of splits things up quite nicely. So obviously being able to combine that with an opportunity to stream abroad has been very nice, hasn't it?
Yep, really nice.
We do plan to go into Europe again a few times over this summer, just for the streaming. So I'd welcome your thoughts on places you might like us to bring you shows from. One of the obvious ones that springs to mind for me is Schiphol in Amsterdam. But we're always open to suggestion. This is a channel that's put out there for you guys. So yeah, let us know and we'll see what we can do.
Maybe suggest to him the Caribbean, Dubai. Sun, sun, sun.
After they could fly heading 050 for line 7127.
There we go. Couldn't find that tiny little net jets. We've picked this one up as early as you can, really.
Pilot 80 Echo, Foxtrot, Madeira approach, hello. Continue descent to 3000 feet, KNH 1025, information Mike.
You're right, Andy, the winter in UK is far too long. Summer too short. I'm happy with spring and autumn. I'm happy if they could be longer. Just to shorten the winter. Andy says to go to Koh Samui Airport in Thailand. Is that okay?
Very nice.
I said Sumai. I think that's Samui.
It is.
Did I say that wrong?
True to form, yes.
True to form.
Lovely plume of smoke left behind from that touchdown.
Smoking. I just can't get over how close they fly to us. It's like being at Myrtle Avenue.
Interesting that it's being held there. Can't see any reason for it. There we go. So continuing with the one in, one out theme here at Madeira. As Ryanair taxis to gate, we have our Austrian taxiing for departure back to Vienna.
Good afternoon, Casper RS. Hope you're well.
It's got a lovely mellow vibe about it this afternoon, hasn't it?
Yep. Very
Pretty
dreamy.
much. Well, I say pretty much calm. We're sheltered up here, aren't we? On the mountainside. but the sea looks pretty calm. There's definitely a lot more blue around, so we should get some brighter weather shortly.
Bad Feeder Network live stream. I don't know if you saw earlier, I wrote that the website is UNO, U-N-O.
I don't think I've ever been to an airport where the aircraft hold so long on the threshold.
Madeira approach, stay off 4060, 1000, level 60. Austrian 4060, Madeira approach, hello, identified. Continue climb to flight level 240. Continue climb level 240, Austrian 4060.
Next Next departure, Discover Airlines in the Eurowings colours. That one's heading back to Frankfurt.
Bertie boys, we've had a couple of Ryanair land quite nicely. Had a little jet. What was the little jet called?
It was a Bombardier Global 350.
There we go, one of them.
NetJets.
It's not a jet, you know what I mean.
Our next arrival is now 6 minutes out. That's the EasyJet service from Lisbon. It's an A320-200. So as we watch that Airbus backtracking, ready for takeoff, we've ticked past our first hour. So if you just joined us, welcome along to our second now non-UK live stream. We did a show yesterday and we're going to be here till tea time today. We're 1 hour in the bag on this Thursday. Sunday, the 3rd of March,
Sorry,
2024. On this Friday afternoon.
Oh, Lordy.
Welcome to everyone that's watching. There's plenty more to go before we finish up today.
Just been looking ahead and we've got a TUI arriving with, I can't pronounce it, CEWE Photo Butch livery.
Ah, yes. I did see that one on another stream last week. Super colourful. I think it's got images of people down the fuselage, hasn't it? Or one of them has.
And then after that, we'll have a TUI with TUI blue livery.
I think that's one of the nice things about travelling away from your usual haunts to bring live shows, is the variety of different aircraft. Somewhat annoyingly, after we finished yesterday's show, a Portuguese military prop had appeared out of nowhere, did either a low pass or a touch and go. I was feeling too sorry for myself by then with illness to worry too much about it, but it would have been nice to have caught that. Of course, with military stuff, you don't really get any warning whether it's going to come in or not. Having said that, Madeira gets more than its fair share of military movements. So fingers crossed, whilst we're live today and before we go back home, we get something out of the ordinary like that. You never know.
Good afternoon, Paul Freeman. Nice to see you too. Should I be saying pick a card now? Nice to see you nice.
Oh dear.
Pick a card, any card.
Good game,
Good
good game.
Say again?
Good game.
Good game.
Are you tired, Angelina?
Yeah.
is Discover Airlines, another one that's in no hurry to get away.
Super chill on this island.
Wizz Air 68, Madeira approach, hello, continue descent to 3000 feet, KNH 1024, information off.
Definitely a legend, Paul Freeman. Paul Freeman says we've got a Wizz Neo at 3:30, just after 3:30.
Thank you for the update. I was just saying, Paul, how nice it is to come all the way to an island in the Atlantic to see lots of aircraft you wouldn't normally see, you know, like Ryanair, EasyJet, Wizz.
We're definitely having a nice time. Really nice here.
There, approach, stay north and 1 door, 1,900 flight. 1 go to Madeira approach, hello, identify, continue climb to taxiway level 240. Continue climb level 240, 1 go. Austin 4060, continue climb to taxiway level 280. Continue climb level 280.
Paul, we're here until tomorrow evening. We landed on Friday, 11ish. It was a fun landing, coming down through cloud and rain, and what's notoriously a difficult landing site anyway. It was good fun. And the takeoff at Gatwick was just as fun. We could barely keep still on the tarmac with the wind and rain. But it was a brand new EasyJet, so that was good fun. No one had ever sat in those seats before. bouncy, bouncy there. Seen a few go-arounds here. Paul. Sat watching them last night. It was quite good fun. But Paul said he was sat on a Monarch that did 3 go-arounds. Yeah, here, yeah.
Did you get diverted, or did you manage to get down here in the end?
We had our one and only go around on an A380. That was extreme. Where was it, Jay?
At Heathrow.
Heathrow.
It was great fun.
It was good fun.
Once I'd got over the fact that the right-hand wing over which I was sitting wasn't actually going to hit the runway because it had a good old wobble.
I think we tempted fate though, didn't we? Wouldn't it be funny if we had a go around? Then it happened. We whooped. Everyone else gave us bloody stares. They were not happy.
The lady next to you reached for the sick bag, didn't she?
Yep.
What's wrong with these people? You've got to embrace the go around.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't be a bad little job, would it? Escorting these planes in all day long. Just thinking, talking military aircraft, as we were briefly a little while ago. I caught a stream that was from, I'm sure it was Hawaii, but wherever it was, this airport was also a military airbase. And the live stream was running whilst there was some military operation, some exercise taking place. And so you had that really unique situation where you had an ANA A380 in the turtle livery and then 6 or 8 F-22 Raptors, and then a couple of Dreamliners, and then some refueling military aircraft, all taxiing down to the same runway. Really odd thing to look at.
Ocean 1 Golf Kilo, contact visual control 132.255. 132.255 for Ocean 1 Golf Kilo, bye bye. Bye.
Paul says it's a shame that the Transavia coming in at 6:10 is not an A321 Neo. It's a Boeing 737. Do you prefer a Neo?
Well, that general discussion has come up a few times while I've been doing live shows. In general terms, the Boeing versus Airbus. I'm firmly in the Airbus camp, although I'm not averse to travelling on a Dreamliner. But yeah, in general, I think Airbus for the win for me. No particular reason why. I do think Boeing should have taken a leaf out of Airbus's book and retired the 737 for something new. They wouldn't have had all the problems they've been facing over the last few years if they'd done that. But of course it all comes down to money, doesn't it?
Paul says he caught 2 Neos last week. Did we get one yesterday?
Yeah, there's a few that come in here. Yeah. Did we say the Wiz is a Neo that's due?
I'll have a little look. Obviously, that would mean I'd need to know what I was looking for. Literally just opened my phone and flight radar. I'm like, hasn't got the word Neo. How am I going to know? So I can tell you. They're both A321s. That's all I can say.
It will have an N after it if it's a Neo.
Yes, oh, an A21N.
There we go.
There we go, both of them are Neos.
So the aircraft on your screens
got you,
now.
Paul Freeman. Sorry?
Shut it, woman.
Shut it, woman.
The aircraft on your screens now is not a Neo. It's an A320-200. That one's heading back to Porto. This one, 12 years old.
Sorry, Paul Freeman meant that Transavia got 2 Neos last week, not that he caught them by camera. That's my bad. He loves the flag near the runway.
Oh, just before it,
Yeah.
the blue and yellow.
It's a good spot for it on the stream, isn't it? Do you think the airport was busier back in the day, Paul? They say not so much action now. Shame.
It almost feels a little bit like the departing aircraft has to wait until they can see the next arrival in sight so that it keeps the stream going. It's like, we'll just hold on here a couple more minutes and then he's got something else to pan to. Good visibility here at Madeira this afternoon. Sometimes it's very, very hazy. There is a bit of haze around, but it's not so bad. The coastal town you can see in the very top right of your screen is Canaçal. That's a good way off in the distance, so you wouldn't ordinarily get to see that from here. But it makes sure we get some nice departure banking shots. TAP Air Portugal that you can see pushing back at the minute is heading back to Lisbon. That one's an A321 Neo.
I've got a poke in the shoulder for that.
It's a little bit odd that they're pushing that tag of Neo, because it's really only about the newer engines. But even our aircraft that we flew over here on was branded with the Neo, wasn't it? As a special.
Approach Batangas Alpine 80 Hotel Victor, passing 2000, climbing 5660, Dekun, say again, heading 145.
Alpine 80 Hotel Victor, Madeira approach, hello, identified, continue climb to flight level 240, expect to resume passing 5000.
Flight level 240, copy, Alpine 80 Hotel Victor.
With 6 side clear, Alpha 05.
Before we're on a 6:30 flight out. Evening flight, should I say.
Alpine 80 Hotel Victor, resume on aviation direct to Dekun.
Direct Dekun, Alpine 80 Hotel Victor.
had Wizz Air being held, I think, doing loop-de-loops in the sky. Is that what we call it, husband? Is it a loop-de-loop?
Well, I'd hope not. Because people tend to ignore those put your seatbelt on signs, don't they?
Yeah.
With body parts everywhere.
Toilet.
Was that not you on the way over?
No, I
Do
just made it
believe-
in time, thank you.
Perfect timing, was it?
It was brilliant. Holding pattern, I've just found out. Thank you,
There we
Paul.
go.
I'll forget in 2 minutes.
Loop de loop.
That's what it looks like on my screen.
That's a lovely backdrop for an airport, isn't it? The mountains coming out the sea.
With 68 contact now, we're west of Florida, decimal 660, bye-bye.
It's just been awesome and streaming from here. From the luxury comfort of our balcony.
I always find it a bit odd when you watch streams from LA. The mountain range in the background, normally snow-capped. You just don't kind of associate LA with the mountain range, do you? But it's obviously there. You get some amazing shots when the sun is lighting up that range with aircraft approaching in the foreground. It's on the list, isn't it, Angelina? LA?
Yep. Absolutely. Yes, Paul, we're in an Airbnb apartment. And yeah, the views that you're seeing are from our balcony. It is stunning here. A real treat. Each room of the apartment, its window faces this way. So I've had a super chill weekend. It's really nice. Poor old Jay being ill yesterday for his birthday. We're going to try and make an evening of it tonight. Paul, we were planning on doing bits and bobs, but we couldn't pick up our hire car. So we've been stuck, really. Which is fine. Because like I said, Joe was poorly yesterday. We ventured out this morning, and we'll do it again this evening. And we'll come back and visit the island properly. If you're enjoying the show, give us a thumbs up, a like, and subscribe.
See, I knew I was right. The tapper's sat there until the whiz comes into view, which it just has.
I'm pretty sure it's for safety rather than your streaming.
They're just looking out for me. Just to spite me, they're going to make me make a choice now, I think. Because that whiz is getting mighty close.
Now Jay's going to whiz round.
Hey.
Hey.
Level 240 report.
That was a sprightly touchdown, wasn't it? A little bit angled off to the right. Smoky. Big swing around with that front end.
Paul says, lovely camera work. You made it look effortless.
You're too kind. I
Paul,
suppose.
can I ask a silly question?
Go on.
Whiz 3 Green's Kai Tak style approach. What are we talking about? I like to learn. It's an old airport in Hong Kong.
So as the Wizz Air continues its taxi in the foreground on the apron there, just had the tug removed, is the Ryanair service back to Stansted.
Ah, I see, Paul.
Do love their motorbikes here, don't they?
They do. Sunday afternoon fly around.
Thank you for the flight updates in the chat. Much appreciated. Angelina, who's the person that's asking about Uno?
Bad Feeder Network live stream.
Ah, yes. All you need to do is create a free account on the Uno website, and then you'll be able to. Basically, you're just taking a link from their website, a URL. So, but you can tweak the designs to your liking on their own website, and then you just copy the URL so that you can use it during your stream should you wish to. Hopefully that explains it a bit better.
Ryanair zipping along there. Only to look pretty for the live stream at the end of the runway.
This one, as I said, heading back to Stansted. I was over at Stansted not too long ago in the main terminal. What a scruffy place that is. It really has been left. Manchester Airport Group, the owners, really need to decide what they want to do with that. Either sell it on to someone that wants to look after it and make it a decent place for passenger experience, or get their wallet out, because it was really nasty. I was surprised. I've only flown out of Stansted once. That was many, many years ago, when British Airways had their own low-cost arm called Go. And I flew out of there to Prague. Obviously the airport was a lot newer back then, but they haven't looked after it. Right, Angelina, this one's just lining up. Tell me how long it's going to be before it gets going.
Well, I can tell you what time it's meant to fly off.
No,
when
no,
it
no.
decides to.
Oh, look. Turn and burn.
Oh, turn and burn. That's a phrase I've not heard.
sabotage, Ryanair 661 November, passing 1,500 to 60 on the one departure.
Ryanair 661 November, Madeira approach 4085. Continue climb to flight level 25.
Continue climb level 2 for you, then speed Ryanair.
Off into the gloriously blue afternoon sky for the Ryanair, heading back to the UK. I think there must be something in what I was saying earlier on in jest, because obviously the flights in and out of Madeira are taking pretty much the same track. So if there is something inbound descending, perhaps they have to wait for it to get past a certain point before they are given clearance to go.
Paul, you used to work at Stansted, did you?
Now into one of those famous Madeira airport lulls. Keep those flight updates coming so we know where we're at. I see the next Wizz Neo due in has the nice bandit mask cockpit windows. Looks very smart on the Wizz. Anyone that knows me knows I'm a fan of the bandit mask. It's the simple things.
And some props.
Love a prop.
Love a prop. Paul tells us that at 20 past 4, we've got a 737-800 2E with the red tail livery.
Oh yeah, that's the ones you were talking about earlier, wasn't it?
Paul calls the bandit mask a raccoon.
Yeah. Also known as a raccoon.
Good afternoon, MS Wolves.
It's not a bad vista, is it? Not really. There's worse places to watch planes. You can can see there just how calm it is this afternoon. Normally the waves would be crashing up against those rocks. You can see the rocky islands over there in the haze. The largest of those is actually a nature reserve. Quite impressive. Next departure is another Ryanair, this one heading off to Porto. It's a 737-800.
Madeira approach, hello, continue to 10 to 3000 feet, KNH 1024, information Charlie.
Paul Freeman, yeah, that is a shame. I know they do send them in here every now and then. Air Portugal, I've seen recently, have sent a couple in, but you get what you're given, don't you, when you make these short trips away.
Glad you've enjoyed the stream, Paul. It's not bad, is it? He does an all right job.
She's laughing at me.
I won't get fed. I won't get fed later if I don't behave.
Well, I wasn't going to do this, Angelina, but you started. The blanket is out, people.
Oh, shush.
We're in Madeira in March. It's about 23 degrees. And the blanket is out.
Oh, too
in fact,
funny.
it's warm enough that my camera is wearing a sun umbrella so it doesn't overheat. And she's got the winter woolies. Outrageous.
Oh, too funny. Star jumps. We want the balcony to stay intact. But you're right though, sitting around for a long time. And it can get a bit breezy. I'm defending myself now.
Just stop it.
It's all good.
As we were packing for this trip, obviously, first and foremost, was live stream equipment. fit the clothing around it. I did say many times, are you sure you've got everything? And obviously, you forgot your slippers, didn't you? There's always something forgotten, isn't there?
I've never taken slippers on a holiday.
You know those fluffy ones that sort of very old people wear?
Behave. Oh, gosh. Paul's telling you off. pink fluffy ones, Gary Dean. Yeah, that's the ones.
In horrendous sort of beige and brown colours.
Honestly, Paul, I was just thinking the same thing. My face hurts. I'm smiling so much. Ah, good.
Honestly, people, if you fancy a laugh at any given time and you see that we're going to be streaming near enough to make the trip, it's worth it. Because you'd never know what season it was by the way Angelina's dressed.
Oh. Welcome back, Bertie boys. Get me out of trouble quick. Good double lap pull for him. All he does is take the mick at me.
There's just so much material.
Oh, happy to oblige. Oh, bless you, Gary Dean. Thank you. Do you know what the funny thing is, though? Jay has to pester me to come and stream with him because I'm not very confident at doing this kind of thing. But I do it. I try.
Sympathy vote.
Shut it. And, don't make me swear now. And we're happy with whatever, how many viewers we have. But what's really uncanny is he'll get so many views when I'm not on. Thousands and thousands and thousands.
It's like they
and
know.
I say, see, they don't like me. You can do it by yourself.
It's nowhere near as much fun, is it?
No.
I mean, if you take this trip as a great example, out here for 4 days, obviously we're bringing you a couple of live shows. It just wouldn't have been the same without Angelina, because I'd have had to put my hand in my wallet.
I'm wheezy laughing. You cheeky swear word. Oh. Paul Freeman, I do like a bike noise as well. I've never learnt how to ride one, and I did want to back in the day. I've been on the back of a few. But they frighten me a little bit. They're a bit dangerous, aren't they, when they're driven like maniacs. But they are good fun. At least you're honest, JJ, says Paul. He's definitely honest.
Madeira Cristiano Ronaldo Golf, passing 2000 signal, follow bus 60, good morning. Ryanair 7, Foxtrot Golf, Madeira Approach, Scotland 75, continue climb to flight level 240. Just flight level 240, ready to handle.
The Wizz Air that we're waiting for, arriving in about 16 minutes. Be careful on your bike, Paul. Yep, Paul, the Wizz Air's just about to go over the island of Porto Santo. Minutes away now.
Well, as we continue to await the arrival of the Wizz Air A321neo with its raccoon bandit mask, we have ticked past hour 2. So if you have just joined us, this Sunday, 3rd of March 2024, we are live from Madeira Airport for our second show of the weekend and our last of our trip out here. You're very welcome. Say hello in the chat if you want to. Just sit back and relax as we take in the sights and sounds of Madeira Airport here in the Atlantic. You're very welcome.
Delta 87, cleared for the RPF approach runway 05.
Just having a quick sneak peek at the livery of that TUI that's due in around 20 past 4. Super colourful. Been talking quite a lot about aircraft liveries of late and how some of them are just downright lazy. A bit of extra text here and there. But this one, full colour, full body. Exactly what I think an aircraft special livery should look like.
Contact visual control 132.255 on board approximate.
Gary Dean's got us on his iPad and is transferring all his vinyl to digital at the moment. Currently converting Foxtrot by Genesis.
I remember those days well. Done lots of DJing in my earlier years, and as you'd expect, all vinyl in the early days, and then CD mixers came along and I made an awful lot of money selling my vinyl to replace it with CDs, including burning some of the rarer stuff. And then of course, as we all know, vinyl made a bit of a cult comeback. So yeah, built up a big collection of vinyl once again, which I've now sold on. But of course everything is digital now, isn't it? So I think for people that work in the music industry, certainly DJs, it's an absolute blessing, because lugging boxes of records into a nightclub is it's okay. It's no fun at the end of the night when you've worked for a night and you've got to lug these heavy boxes around. Now it's just a little hard drive and you're away.
Delta 87 contact, Madeira Tower 124.660, bye-bye.
And you covered that, all of that in your short 21 years.
Done well, haven't I? Toddler DJ.
Paul Freeman says it's a JJ thing. Loving it, loving it. There we go. Making a move.
On your screens now is the Bombardier Challenger 350 of NetJets. You saw this coming earlier in today's show. This is now heading off to Paris Le Bourget.
Le Bourget. Gary Dean says, wow, Jay. What, that he's only 21? He's done so much in his little life. Oui, oui, Rodney. We'll say bonjour to NetJets airplane.
So once this Bombardier departs, Angelina's going to keep an eye on the vertical ascent rate, see if we've got a pocket rocket or not.
fraction 218 Delta, passing 1,100 feet, climbing level 60, Jagan 1 Echo.
Fraction 218 Delta, Madeira approach Bataan identified, you climb flight level 240.
Climb level 240, fraction 218 Delta.
Vertical speed went up to 4,000 there.
Yep.
4,068, I think it was.
Decent. So as we say goodbye to the NetJets private, hello to the Wizz Air, complete with bandit mask.
How long are we staying live for, Jay?
Around an hour more or less. We'll see what the traffic's like as we get to 5 o'clock.
Jet 9 Hotel Kilo, Madeira. Jet 9 Hotel Kilo, are you able to start the approach at altitude 4,000 feet and maintain the 4,000 feet until passing 9,560? Jet 9 Hotel Kilo, right, stop descend at altitude 4,000 feet, QH1024, and cleared for the RTL approach.
Was that someone in the chat asking, or was that directly from you? How long do I have to wear this bleeding blanket?
No. Paul asked.
Tanner Hotel Kilo, no altitude restrictions, contact tower 124.660, bye-bye.
124,
Big swing on landing there from the Wizz Air. We were treated to that signature Wookiee howl that you would normally hear from an A220 right in front of us. Thank you, Wizz Air. And of course, bandit mask to finish it all off.
Paul's asking for a flyby.
Delta, contact with control 132.255, have a nice flight.
32255, fraction 21, bye-bye. Good.
So I've been thinking, folks, in the spirit of constant improvement for the channel, I've had a couple of ideas, and one of them I want to share with you now. So, Angelina, just close your ears for a moment. So,
is it going to be 20p?
So, folks, I'm thinking of a covert behind-the-scenes Angelina cam that runs in the background. And in the chat before the show starts, we can take bets on how many layers she ends up wearing by the end of a 3 or 4 hour show. So let me know what you think.
Covert. So Paul Freeman says he thinks it's funny to see a G-Reg on some Wizz Airs.
As in gee whiz.
And Royal Jordanian got his first flight standstill today. Had a water cannon salute and got 4 flights a week. Paul, you are now banned.
See the kids trying to get the cars to beep. So we have Wizz Air in, EasyJet out. This one going to Lisbon on an A320-200. And just 3 minutes out now is the first of the TUI special liveries.
Our Miss Tui looks quite high up there. Turning quite early as well, isn't she? Yeah. This is going to be different. Really early.
Well, that was super.
Nobody likes a show off.
I like that it turned early because we got to see the full livery side on. Thank you, Tui.
Paul wants to know what football team you like.
For my sins, I am a Manchester United fan. And I'll caveat that by saying I am allowed to be, because half of my family are from Manchester. So I do have some sort of a right. Although none of that's really worth gloating about at this stage, because they're absolute garbage.
And football, meh. I'll watch it. I've been to a few games.
To be honest, I prefer NFL.
Miami Dolphins.
Another team that never achieves. What have I done to myself? So as the TUI picks up the follow me to go to gate, EasyJet just turning on to the threshold now, is heading to Lisbon. This one an A320-200, 6 years old.
Madeira approche, stop up à la Binary 2 Fox Golf 1300 feet.
Binary 2 Fox Golf, Madeira approach with us identified, continue climb flight level 240.
The take climb at 240, Binary 2 Fox Golf.
Paul wants to know if you're going to watch the highlights later.
Of today's game.
Yeah.
Well, I can see how we're doing at half time. So if I commit to that, it's all going to go wrong, isn't it? I'll be out with my lovely wife later, letting her pay for dinner. mean, that's if they'll let us in the restaurant. We're there in a full body sleeping bag. 2 hats.
And a blanket. Oh, my pink fluffy slippers.
Balaclava.
Paul says doghouse, JJ. Oh lordy, we can't speak, can we? This weekend. I think it was getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning on Friday to get to the airport and fly over. I don't think we've recovered. It's so good.
So, having a quick look at flight radar. I think the 2 Tuis will be the final 2 for this show and for our trip to Madeira from the live show's perspective. So we've got the Tui Blue inbound in around 25 minutes. And then around the time that lands, the special liveried Tui that we just saw come in will be departing. There or thereabouts.
You're right there, Paul. We don't lose an hour here on Madeira.
Foxtrot Golf, roger, stand by 30 seconds.
Oh, I switched my mic off again. Paul, we haven't seen any cruise ships, I don't think. Whilst we've been here, what have we seen floating by?
Contact with full control, 132.2.
Yeah, ferries.
So our TUI Blue is now 10 minutes out. Some of the ATC chatter would have been them checking in with approach, and then they'll switch to tower when they're a bit closer to get directions for landing.
Is air pushing back now?
Yep, that one heading off to Warsaw, A321 Neo. That one's a little bubby, just 1 year old.
I can't believe how sparkly our EasyJet was on the way out here. I've never known toilets so small though.
That was amazing.
Have to go in sideways.
Like literally no point in it being a toilet.
No.
I mean, I don't know whether that's an EasyJet thing or a A320 thing, but yeah. I did make a mistake. So we were sat right at the back of the aircraft. And there's two toilets just a couple of rows behind us. One is on the side of the fuselage and one next to it, and then you've got a galley filling up the rest of the space. The first toilet that became available was that middle one, and it was just ridiculous. I literally couldn't get in it properly, and I'm not a big person by any stretch. So of course I did the right thing, and I persuaded Angelina when she needed the loo how good the middle toilet was and waited for the reaction. I suppose any toilet on an aircraft is a good one when you need it.
Yeah.
Right, Angelina. Turn and burn or wait?
I was going to wait. Yeah, maybe it'll be a turn and burn because the.
I'll just make a decision.
Oh, shush. I think it might turn and burn because Tui's 10 minutes out. Has... Go, go, go.
Boom.
And she's right. La 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 la. I've only been here 5 minutes. I don't know what's happening.
For 32 Madeira approach for that identified to your plan flight level 240. With that 6 to Lima, clear anti-alpha approach runway 05.
Anti-alpha approach 05 to jet 6 kilo Lima.
Good time in there. 6 minutes now. The blue livery Tui. Tui.
Blue Tui.
That's the one.
That's what happens when you start shivering, my love.
So Paul's been letting us know that the banter with eyelashes is due out at 6:30. Hopefully I'll be eating my dinner by then. And then a number 2 Embraer tap at 5:20. And we're going to go Portuguese tonight. Definitely not McDonald's. Don't think there is one here that we've seen anyway.
And we're not going to go looking.
Sorry, and we're not looking, no. But yes, women are always right. Not often wrong.
What is it we're going to try? Or I'm going to try?
Espetada.
Sounds yummy.
Espetada. A Madeiran dish of skewered beef, marinated and flavoured and yummy.
At 6 to Lima, contact tower 124.660, bye-bye.
124.660 to jet 6 kilo Lima, goodbye.
Also, and if you zoom in under the arches, you might see a go-kart track. Oh, lordy. There's a go-kart track underneath the
Oh, is there really?
runway. We were there earlier. He found our table that was sat having a drink. So funny that you can see the runway from a beach cafe.
We were trying to find our apartment, weren't we, when we were down there? But
Yeah.
there's so many properties dotted up the hillside. Very difficult to pick it out.
Little Miss Tui, where are you?
Yep, the
Give us
Tui
a
Blue.
like and subscribe. Sorry if you've enjoyed the show. Sorry for butting in there, husband.
Yes, hit subscribe if you want to know more about Angelina's clothing habits or what we might be having for dinner.
Paul, we did hire a car, and then we arrived at the airport and were taken underneath to the arches and presented with a car that had so many dents and scratches. Yeah, it was a hell of a risk to take it on, because what we would have missed in the darkness, we would have been charged for if we hadn't noticed it. And there were some people having a real hard time with the guys, so we decided to cut our losses and get a cab up to the apartment. So we've been apartment bound, unfortunately, but we didn't want to take a risk.
And I got ill anyway.
And then he got ill. Yep. But we ventured out this morning, which was really nice. And then we'll go again this evening. The main point of the trip was to do the streams. And given the apartment that we're in and the views that we've got, well, I couldn't have asked for anything more. It's beautiful. We'll come back and explore the island properly.
Fine, 5 to Mike Hotel, Madeira approach with that. Continue descent altitude 3000 feet, H1024, proceed direct speed.
I think in future we'll hire cars with recognised dealers as such. I went to Italy recently and hired with Hertz, and I took the full insurance, and it's just as well I did, because I was in a mountainside hotel, and on my first night somebody's crunched my car door, the driver door, massive bang, big dent, and I wasn't charged for it because I'd taken the full insurance. I was still really nervous, but on my first night, I couldn't believe it. Good evening, Joseph Dixon. We're going to fly back to the UK tomorrow evening. Not sure when Jay's going to stream next and where. I'll be quiet now.
Lovely livery on that TUI. Is that like a hotel chain, TUI Blue? Don't know much about that one, but it looks good on their aircraft.
Apparently, TUI Blue is a brand promise. Simply put, TUI Blue is all about you and giving you a taste of the destination you're in, from local dishes in the restaurants to personalised service and activities tailored to you.
Amazing.
Amazing. So do you plan on streaming in the next few days, Jay?
I've got a good few days off still when we get back, so I'll have a look at the weather. And yeah, I would imagine Heathrow would be on the cards again if the conditions are looking good. Failing that, if the north of the country is better, then I'm not averse to heading up to Manchester. We shall see. So if you're interested in watching the next live show, make sure you hit that alerts bell so that you get notifications when I post up a link to a new stream. And I look forward to having you along whenever that is.
I wouldn't mind having that as a job, Paul. Says about driving the Zoe cars and looking in the rearview mirror at the planes.
With 432, contact visual control 132.255 on that side. Goodbye.
Well, as that TUI comes to a stop on stand, having a look at flight radar, it's heading into one of Madeira's famous lulls in activity. So it seems like a good point at which to end today's live show, which brings to a close our weekend of live streams from here on the island of Madeira. It's been very kind to us weather-wise, hasn't it?
Yep, really good.
We've really enjoyed being here and we'll definitely be back. Great place to come and visit. And it's been great having you along. Hopefully you've enjoyed these live shows, something a little bit different from what we'd normally bring you back in the UK. And like I said earlier in the show today, do give us a heads up of any airports you'd like us to visit and do a live from. We're quite happy to travel, as you've seen from this trip. So European shows definitely on the cards. So we welcome your feedback. Hopefully you've enjoyed these two shows. It's been great having you along. Thank you for your support. Angelina, any last words?
It's been amazing, thank you, and I've had a really good giggle. Really nice.
A good giggle.
Not here for the planes. Thank you all. Honestly, it's been lovely.
Okay, folks. That is, as they say, a wrap. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care, everybody.
Gado.